Hello everyone, welcome back to Think Turkey. Today we have a very special guest who is not just an expert in international business, but also an old friend of mine from my early days in Turkey. And he has an exceptional network with manufacturers and producers across Turkey, covering everything from private jets, which we are going to dive into or dive out of, and to construction materials, franchise opportunities with major brands. So without further ado, I present to you Mr. Hüseyin Akçin. Welcome back, Hüseyin. Assalamu alaikum. How's everything? How are you doing? What are you up to? Is it true that you're brokering jet deals these days? What's happening?
Okay, it's like interesting and like a unique area of the business, but now we have a good network in this area in aviation, and it has different varieties inside. And when I jumped in that, it was like it's very interesting field where it has like how to say different areas. It's not only about private jet, it's also like the charter jets, also from the cargo jets to the ambulance jets. So and there are too many options: renting it one time for flying from one point to other point, renting it for yearly, or buying the whole jets. And also it has inside different varieties where you're buying the jets, only jets without maintenance, or you're buying the jet, also recruiting the pilots and all the stuff. Also, you're renting a jet with team and including maintenance, and it's kind of renting a car. While you're renting a car, you agree that okay, even something happens, the maintenance cost is including in the rent. So if something goes wrong, the maintenance is covered by the renting company. So this is also in this area, but I'm not that, how to say, expert in this area. We newly started, but now we are negotiating with 3 different African countries. Amazing. Customers from there. One is demanding cargo jets because he has a very big business in his country. I shouldn't mention.
Are you allowed to name the countries? No,
right?
Not yet.
So
okay.
Because okay, you can imagine if somebody is going to rent a jet or buy a jet, these people are very well known in their country.
Of course.
So he has a very big electronic businesses in his country, and he's importing huge amounts of electronics like laptops, the cell phones and etc.
Right.
And he wanted to bring the electronics with his cargo jet. That's why he is needing a cargo jet.
Okay.
Which is an example. Or the other one is looking for a private jet. We're very near to rent it, by the way. It's like a jet for 10 people, and they want to use it domestically, also for abroad, because the jet we offered them can fly from this West Africa country all the way to London, all the way to Turkiye, or all the way to with one stop also till China.
Wow.
So it's kind of covering all around the world. So it can fly up to 8 hours without stopping.
That's perfect.
So you can calculate, the destinations, but it's a very profitable area for them too, because what they will do, because the company we're working with for the renting the jets are having minimum per month, renting flight hours, but then with the agreement they can sub-rent to someone else, like some other customers if the holding is not using it, so they can rent some other people too, because we are providing them all the pilots, actually 2 and 3 pilots, because you need to have 3 pilots when one is getting sick, they need to fly too, and also the hostess and everything.
Wow.
It's a different area, but it's a really good area. For example, for charter, if the company wants to start, for example, a charter from their country for tourism, just an example, coming to Turkey from an African country, we can rent a charter jet to them, plane to them too. This is something important. And let's say, a person who is sick and urgently needs a surgery, but they need a ambulance jet, we can provide them an ambulance jet too.
Wow. Okay, so even a one-time flight, we can charter.
This all all can be also arranged for 1 time or 2 times. I mean, like let's say a business group from Africa or from anywhere in the world wants to have let's say visit the exhibition in another country. They tell us, they say, okay, we want a jet for 5 people, for 10 people, depends on that, and then we give them a quotation, and we tell them, okay, with 1 stop you can fly there, but this is less cost, or with non-stop, they were a bigger private jet, you can directly fly. And generally for the business people, because the time is money for them, so generally let's say there are 5 people, they are renting the whole jet, and go to exhibition to London, to Germany, to Turkey, and everything is covered by the aviation company that we guide to find them.
Perfect, perfect. So for those business officials out there, business professionals who are looking, time is money. So if you need a jet, you know who to get in touch with. So that was very exciting stuff. Thank you so much, Zain. That was great. Now let's switch gears a little bit, and Turkey is well known for construction materials, top quality construction materials. And I know, Hussein, you deal with a lot of African countries when it comes to construction materials. You do specialize in that area, among other countries as well. Can you share a bit on that, and what countries and why do African countries prefer Turkey as a destination when buying materials?
Okay, to answer the question, before we need to know the statistic. Turkey is the second biggest country in the world in construction. So that means if we are the second biggest one, that means we need to produce also high quality products first of all. And when it comes to the construction, we are very well known with the high infrastructure and normal constructions. And okay, starting from that point, it has been more than 10 years now. I'm doing business with Africa and other countries, but I can even name the countries from starting from Guinea-Bissau to Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Nigeria, and then Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, and also the Cameroon. So for example, Cameroon, I will start with the example so that you have a better view how it works, because we are very flexible. Because if somebody has a construction, they don't only need a tiles, so they have too many different varieties of products that they're demanding. Giving an example, our customer from Cameroon, he came and he said, okay, I have a 7th-floor building. And he said, what can you provide to us? I said, what do you need? Tell us, because we have a good network in Turkey, and I will mention how we have this network later on. We brought him to a tile company where he could choose his tiles, then the sanitaries, then all the the furniture sites. Plus, because generally in the constructions, the kitchens needs to be made tailor-made, the kitchen cabinets.
Of course.
So we have our interior designers who designed the interior. First 2D design, then they said, okay, I want a bigger kitchen cabinet, I want to put oven there. So we changed maybe 5 times with them. Then when they decide, okay, this 2D design is fine with me, then we are designing the 3D design so that they will see what they are going to get at the end of the production, before starting production. So, and when they approve the 3D, before coming here, I get the approval for 19 kitchens, so the production will start. Anyway, so in different African countries, the designs are different. For example, in Turkey, when you have a very big building, we generally have 2 or 3 types of kitchen. But one of our projects, we had from let's say this 19 kitchen, 7 or 8 different designs, measurements. So every single had to be produced tailor-made, but we can do that. We are flexible with that. So it's not like, okay, we only take 2 measurements like that. Anyway, then this businessman had also a gym salon in the project.
Right.
And you cannot put tiles in the gym ground because it will break. So we found the gym grounds, the rubber gym grounds for them too, because it's how to say, they are needing for their construction maybe from 10 different suppliers, different products. Generators, lamps, kitchen cabinets, furnitures, also how to say tiles and sanitaries, etc. What do? We bring them or we choose for them. It can be virtually, because we have sent products without the customers coming to Turkey, but we love to host them in Turkey too, so that they decide what they like. They come, they choose, we collect all the goods in our warehouse, and we ship it at once, let's say 8 containers or 10 containers, so that they deal only one company, which is our company, so that they don't need to go all the 10 companies and tell them, okay, please provide me that, and they will say, okay, but this is half container or 1/3 of the container, so which they cannot send. So collecting it, organizing it, because also a lot of people are making this mistake that they say, I want this, fine, but the packaging is very important, because for Africa it takes around 1 month or 45 days on the sea, or some countries 17 days, 20 days, depends on the logistic companies. But imagine on the sea, it's shaking in the container and etc. For example, I had a customer from Guinea,
Right.
Conakry, and he ordered a sanitary products for his villa, private villa.
Right.
And when he received it, everything was broken. So he said,
Oh.
Mr. Hussein, he ordered from somewhere else, and the packaging wasn't done well. So
What?
because okay, if you how to say that, if you find okay, you can find the products, but if they don't know the market, how to pack it on the container, because they were selling locally, so they packed the products, but as sending it to the next city in Turkey, so all broke, and we sent the same products, but without breaking, because we made a special covering for the the pallets and everything.
Right.
So this is also one of our advantages, because imagine that you're ordering thousands of dollars of worth of product, but when you open the container, all broken.
Everything is
you
broken.
cannot send it back. You already sent the money, and it's waste.
Right. Okay. So let me just recap again. So why Africa? Why do African countries prefer Turkey?
Okay, very short answer, because we are closer to them. Shipment is almost half days than compared to China, because it's like, for example, to Sierra Leone, we shipped in 17 days a 40 feet container. Yes, we choose express one, but the other ones we're going 25 days. Or for Cameroon, we are getting numbers of 35 days to 42 days, which when you compare to the other countries, it takes too much time. So first this, because they are receiving the products faster. Second, we are very competitive with the price. Some of our customers are even saying European quality, almost Chinese price. So it's like, this is our advantage, because okay, when they have never been in Turkey, they don't know that we are producing, but when they come here and then they see the varieties of the products, and they see that the quality, because for one of our customers, they was to China, then came to Turkey, and they wanted to buy tiles and other products, and we made a durability test, and they put something in the middle and jump into the tiles, and the tile didn't break. And they throw the tiles also, and the customer said, I'm convinced with that. If I wouldn't see that, I wouldn't believe the quality. So this is one of the reasons. Also, for example, we are sending us aluminum profiles, doors, windows in aluminum.
Right.
One of our customers from West Africa, I clearly remember, because we closed the deal, we agreed on the price, and I said, I know that you are buying from Italy. Please tell me what is our prices. And you know what they said? Turkey is around 40 to 45% cheaper than Italy. That was his answer.
You guys heard that?
And they are producing. I mean, they are buying the profiles and producing in their countries, and that was their answer.
What do you mean that they're buying their profiles and
Okay,
producing?
how it works? There are aluminum has two sides. One, they buy the profiles, they cut it, and produce the windows and doors there. They're assembly. Second, we are producing finished and shipping.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
It has two advantage and disadvantage. One advantage is you have finished product, but the disadvantage is you have less products in the container. When we put profiles, let's say you are fitting, 200 windows,
Right.
but in one container you can fit maximum 50 to 60.
So what do you advise for our African clients? Which way should they?
When they see the price, because for Ghana we are sending finished products. But for for Guinea, we send profiles. So it depends on their need, because when they have the whole construction, the aluminum side is, let's say, 10% or not even 10% in some projects. So they don't want to deal the producing there. So they just want finished. But if they are more in aluminum area, then it's better they buy the aluminum profiles. And
makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you so much for clarifying that. So now you guys know why African countries are coming to Turkey, due to quality, due to the speed, and of course due to the way we package things.
And one more thing, sorry to cut.
Yeah.
But during Corona, actually it changed the view of the African business society.
Yes, COVID.
Why?
Yes.
Because for example, I was during Corona around 4 countries in Africa,
Right.
and I think I was coming from Burkina Faso or from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And one woman was sitting next to me, and I met her, and then I asked her, "What's your business?" And she said she's in cosmetics. I said, "Oh, you're buying from Turkey?"
Right.
She said, "No, it's my first time to Turkey." And I asked her, "Okay, like how?" He said, I cannot go to France. Normally she was buying France the cosmetic materials, because they were not allowing because of the corona reason. And then she said, I cannot go to China because it's closed. So the only country that she could buy products was Turkey. and you're not changing every day your barber, right? If
No, of
it's
course
good, then you come. Corona changed the business how to
Consumer
say,
behavior.
consumer behavior, and that was a
Wow.
game changer for the opening the Turkish market to Africa.
Amazing, amazing. So the way Turkey handled COVID and the way it invited other business people to come in really changed. Let's go on to the next question now. Thank you so much, Sain, by the way, for that. So it's clear that why Turkish products are gaining so much traction globally. But let's talk about what makes cafe franchise opportunity, like Turkish franchise, as a big opportunity for international investors. Why does it make it a big opportunity, would you say?
Okay, my company has three fields. One is exporting, yes, but one is also giving consultancy to the international investors. And
Right.
it has been more than 10 years now. And generally the international investors wanted to buy properties and wanted to buy very rare some lands,
Right.
but generally property, and then they were renting it out and etc. But when you check the franchises, especially coffee, the return of investment is very fast, and the advantage that we are providing them is also unique because not every company is expecting that. So we are easy. The company says easily we can be partnershiping 50-50, which means they are taking. I mean, if they see it as a risk, they are giving the half risk to the company, and they are
Oh.
taking the half risk. With that means they are telling we can run the shop, you can own 50 and we can invest 50, and then you will be tracking all the sales even if you're not in Turkey, because it will be officially okay. You will be forming a company, and then the company will buy the 50% of this shop's
Of the share.
company, so
Right.
it will be official. You will be seeing all the sales daily or monthly, how much profit the shop made, and they will be running it for you. So you can be a sleeping partner or active partner. You can run the shop
Up to you.
100% or 50-50, and this is the
Wow.
biggest advantage because return of investment we are speaking about almost around 2 years, and
2
years
years.
is a great number.
That's insane.
And
Yeah.
what happens is the concerns are will it really work and etc.
Yes, of course.
I clearly see that I had a friend, he was owning, he's international, he was owning a shop in Istanbul, an empty shop, and it's a very big one. It was around 250 to 300 square meters.
Right.
And I brought that to the company, and they said they checked the area. It was normally he bought it because it's a very good area, but they checked, and their team stayed there and they checked the circulation of the people and how many cars are passing in, and they said no, here is not going to work. So then they didn't even give the franchisee to there because
Okay.
they are trying to, how to say, they are giving you medicine before getting sick. I mean vitamins,
Right.
not the medicine. So it's healthy. So they are preventing to lose money. For sure, this is business. Every business has its risk because during Corona, everything shut down. But
Right.
except that, the cafe in the world is booming.
But isn't Turkish economy doing not so well internationally when we look at it? When we look at the news, how do you explain? I know this is a bit controversial,
I mean,
but how are cafes doing well still in this economy?
I
in
mean,
Turkey?
we shoot the interview there, and while we were shooting the interview, how many people entered? Almost 100 people.
I
Right?
know that,
You see,
but
so,
I want the viewers to know as well, as
I
to
mean,
why.
they should check from which news they are reading the news or seeing the news, because there are too many rumors, too many
course.
news. But when you check the official numbers,
Yeah.
the Turkish economy all the time it grew. Even this year and then next year, their expectations are growing too, and it's the perfect time.
I can see in the comments people are like,
Yes, but without
Yeah.
for example, I will give you an example. I had a customer from West Africa.
Right.
He was very high rank. He was the CEO of one of the international companies in West Africa, and it was his first time to Ankara, in the capital city.
Right.
After he saw that, now I understand, because when he was following the news, he was like, how did you? Because
There's nothing.
he was building a building,
Right.
and his civil engineer insisted to come to Turkey. He said, no, let's go to China or Italy.
Okay.
His civil engineer insisted, and they came to Ankara for choosing and seeing the product. And then when he saw the prices, and when he saw the the good quality, that now I do understand, because it wasn't making sense with the news,
Right.
and the economy grew.
Yeah, no, I definitely I agree with you because
Yeah,
whenever
but-
we go to the cafes, they are pretty much full, and this is something very unique, I think, in Turkey. So okay, that's good. So now you know, guys, that cafe franchise is something that we should definitely look into.
One more thing I want to add, because
yeah.
cafe, I mean, okay, for an international investor, because it's not our first time. Too many people ask too many, hundreds of questions. So they say, how I can run? What if they like, how I can follow it up? I said, everything is digital, and the cafe business is not like restaurant. So
Right.
you only need 3 people to run a big cafe, because one at the cashier desk, one is preparing the cafes, and one is cleaning. And preparing a cafe, they just need to memorize the buttons, what they need to put, and then, put the coffee inside, and how many pumps they need to put as a syrup. And if he leaves, in 3 hours you can educate a new barista.
Train the new one.
It's not a restaurant, because if your chef goes, the taste changes and everything changes. But this is everything is ready,
It's ready.
and following the recipe. If nobody knows, even you can follow the recipe and make the coffee.
That's great. That's great. That's a great alternative to real estate. I mean, I do promote real estate, as you guys know, but this as an opportunity where you get your money back in, let's say, 2 years, is what we're saying. And that's a conservative,
Yes,
a
because
realistic
some
estimate.
are faster.
Yes.
Some, but okay. For example, a lot of customers of ours are also, they're sending their children to study in Turkey, and they said, okay, Hussein, where we can invest to give our children, for example, they're investing in property, and the rent goes to their children. But this is, I mean, imagine that they're sending their children to university 4 years or 5 years with the preparation classes, and half of the university, they will have their return of investment, and then it will start generating more money, and the profit
amazing.
can directly go to their children's account, because they can make the company on them, and they don't need to send pocket money to their children. They will be getting the money from the profit of the company.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, if you invest, let's say, 250K, and you get
Yes.
that money back in 2 years, and then after that 2 years, you're getting basically 100K per year profit.
By the way, also because okay, the beginning, the trust thing is the
Right.
beginning. So I mean, is the hard part. What they can do, because this company is offering 3 alternatives: whether
Right.
forming a shop from scratch.
Yeah.
They say, okay, I have this budget and I want this. Find me a place. They will start researching,
Right.
and then find the place, and then when they agree, they will start. Second option, they have already about to be open, like in 2 months or 3 months, or about to be open shops.
Locations,
They can
yeah.
directly go to that location and they like, and then I want to have this chair. For sure, the one that this brand is owning. But the
Right.
third one, they can also directly invest already running shop. They
Okay.
can see the sales, they can see the profits, and they can invest. But for sure, all when you start from scratch, it's lower money. From the middle, it's higher. But if it's already profiting, for sure they need to pay more money than forming a new one.
Let's talk about the numbers a little bit more.
Okay.
What is the starting amount? Let's
Okay,
say?
it's like from $200,000 or $250,000.
right.
It can go up upon the square meter, because let's say you have outdoor more, and
Right.
inside, okay, there is interior design, but like waterproof, the furnitures and etc. These are costly, and like so this. But starting point is 200K to 250.
250K.
But if you want to invest already running one, it's profiting. And this is like starting from 400 to 500,000,
course, of
because
course.
you can see the numbers, you see, and you can even go to the shop without letting them know and see how the circulation is.
Okay, good. So say now 250K, what is in this number? So can we split this number down a little bit more, just
Okay.
for the people to make it easier?
So all the furnitures, all the
Furniture.
machineries, interior designing. Okay, how it starts? Let's say you find the shop, they find the shop for you,
Okay.
and then you agree. Okay, this, because they advise you that they think that this shop will be good.
This is the good part, guys. So you don't have to find your own location.
Yes.
You don't have to use your brain that much and stress over, I'm in a new country, I gotta go looking for a location. No, this is taken off you. The person who is gonna find are these guys who are experts, who have over 100 locations of different brands, and they know how to pick a location.
Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about that.
But
So,
for sure, there should be a prepayment because
of course,
then
of course.
there should be a misuse that
So-
they find the place, but then they say no, I don't.
So if you do express interest, then we'll sign a small agreement of
Yes.
expression of interest, a small prepayment,
Exactly.
just so we can start looking for the location, and then once we secure the location, then we sign the major agreements. So yeah, that's
Exactly.
fine. Yeah.
And then when you like, and they say okay, fine, then the interior designers are going to design the shop, and then they say okay. This is generally for the Turkish investors, but if they want, they can do that too. So what they do, they give you all the 3D and 2D design with the technical drawings. That means you can go to a furniture company or another producing company, and with the technical drawings, you can produce your own products according to their designs. Because
But I don't have any furniture company. What do I do then?
so then the second option, they say okay, they say we can provide you these furnitures. Okay, what they do, they have agreed furniture producing companies. You can choose, and then they produce for you because they have around 20 shops now. So
And they charge
People
a very
are-
good,
Yes.
decent fee. They
Exactly.
don't make money from that.
exactly.
That's
So-
the beauty of it. They are not profiting from the furniture part
Exactly.
because they're, and you can compare, and
Exactly.
that's fine.
and you can easily compare because you have the technical drawing, so
Right.
you can get other quotations.
Right.
But high probably their offer will be the best offer. Anyway, then secondly,
Yeah.
in this offer, also all the machineries, all the the fridges
Espresso
and
machines,
everything is
mixers. And
yes, and the ovens like speed ovens are included. And also, the furnitures outside on inside, and from the signs to the wall covers, everything. Also, they are calculating around 4 to 6 months the how we call circulation product, which means the cups, the syrups, the cafes are also included.
4 to 6 months
Yes,
are included.
exactly.
Amazing.
So and
What about coffee beans?
included?
Included.
Yes.
What the heck? 4 to 6 months. So 6
Yes.
months of the stock is included
Yes,
in this.
exactly.
4 to 6 months. But what about the wages, salary of the workers, and rent? How much should we have in for that? Like the investor should have.
Generally, investors are considering, okay, what if the rent is higher?
Yeah.
Actually, this is better. Why? Because if the rent is higher,
Right.
the place is in a good place, and
Right.
the circulation is too much.
Right.
That means return of investment in the populated areas, crowded
Much
areas
better.
are way faster. So I know that there are very good areas that they invested and it's already running.
Right.
What they should do without even contacting us,
Yeah.
they should go visit the shops, see how crowded the shops are, how well they are working, and then they should decide, because
Perfect.
it's the best promoting without telling us, without contacting us. First they should see, and then they will call us. I'm pretty sure of that.
That's fine. That's perfect. I think that's a good suggestion. How about how much, like, as rent is a big concern though, how much money should they have
Okay,
extra
for-
on the 250K on top of that?
Okay, this
And
business,
for the wages too.
Okay, this business is not like you start something producing and the return. I mean, you make money after 2 years. No, it's not
No.
like that. The first day you open the shop, people start coming. For sure, it's not like fully,
Right.
but you start making money. But generally, our advice is 4 to 6 months. The
Right.
rent should be in their pocket, and as I mentioned it before,
Mm-hmm.
you only need 3 or 4 people to run the whole shop.
Right.
That means you don't have that much heavy pressure on the wages, because 3 people's
Yeah.
wage, the numbers.
Yes, yeah, here it's pretty good. Yeah, so I would say around maybe 50K if they have in their pocket
yes,
extra.
exactly.
So around 300, let's say, would be a good, comfortable amount.
For starting, yes.
For starting
and for
amount. For a decent
decent-
location,
exactly.
yeah, not very large.
yes.
Simple, guys. Instead of buying real estate, this is a great option. 300K or 400K, take that, and within two years, we're saying that it's back in your hands.
There are people, who are having more branches, so that after a certain level per month,
Yeah.
they are making one shop money.
That's
But
crazy.
this is
Yeah,
a big
of course,
brand.
of course.
Because this company doesn't have only this brand, but this is a world brand. But they have
Yeah.
a local name, a local
Yeah.
brand, and which is 180 shops. So they have this experience, bringing this experience to the international brand. That's why they are now in London, 2 shops, and in Germany, and in Casablanca, in Saudi Arabia. Saudi, three shops at the same
shops.
time they are going to open.
Are opening.
And all rental agreement
If
has
you're
been
watching
signed.
from Saudi, You guys should
I
catch
can
the
tell you,
boat.
2 in Riyadh, one is
One
in
in
Abha.
Abha.
Yes.
So if you're watching
Jeddah
from there,
and Mecca is coming.
it's coming too. And there's room for a lot more. So if you're looking to
Yes.
join, there's a lot more room, of course.
Yes.
Should we talk about royalties? I don't know if this is a sensitive topic, but let's not mention it, yeah?
I mean,
it's
some things-
competitive, let's just say.
Yes. Okay, for the royalties, it's very competitive.
it.
As I said, I mean,
It's nothing
I
out
will
of the
give an
ordinary. It's
example.
not like crazy something. It's just
yes,
market rate, whatever's going on.
one of the Saudi, investors from Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
what they did,
Yeah.
they came, see the shop without letting us know in Istanbul. Then they decided to invest.
They did their research.
Yes, they
There
did
you
very
go.
well. And then they came to Antalya too to see the
To see the
Antalya shops.
locations
Yes.
here. Nice, nice. Okay, so you talk about royalties. So I mean, there's very little risk, right, of losing your investment.
Okay,
Very little.
in
very
every
minor.
business there are risks. Nobody can tell you there is
Without
guarantee.
risk, especially with this upside potential.
Yes, but because nobody was expecting Corona.
Yeah.
One day everything goes, but a lot of businesses has been affected. A lot of business has been affected positively.
Yes.
But in this, they should make their calculation, and they should. I mean, the numbers are there, and
Are there.
everything is trackable. And if they want to invest in already running one,
They
when
can
we
do that
agree,
too.
when they sign the agreement, and then they will see all the numbers,
Yeah.
they can invest.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Right.
true. Yeah. What other products would you say that international people are now looking to Turkey for, apart from construction materials, franchises?
I will give you an example because people are, how to say, when they don't know the capacity, that the production capacity of Turkey, they say okay, benefit, but you know that electric buses are produced in Turkey, in Ankara, in the capital city,
Wow.
and more than 70% local, I mean made in Turkey,
Kidding me.
and they're exporting it to Germany.
Wow.
Okay.
Electrical
And
bus.
I can't even tell the brand name, but they are the one also who did, in Far East, the electric metros.
Wow.
So it's like
Okay.
electric buses are produced here. Electric, the metros are produced also. Aviation companies, spare parts, and like sections. They have sections,
Yes.
and like 3-4 sections, which is a very big, are produced in Turkey. And electric cables. And I will just give an example. One of our customer from Cameroon demanded the doorbells. And he checked, and it was from China. And I said I visited because we have a producer, and fully digital, produced in Turkey, electronics. Because in the mind that a lot of people are thinking electronics, whether in Europe or
China.
in China or Japan. No, we are producing here. So I went there, I shoot the video, I sent the catalog in French and in English.
Yeah.
I said choose. They choose. Now we are going to send it to Cameroon.
That's crazy.
And coming to the products,
Mm.
I mean, too many varieties from the generators.
Right.
Okay, with real examples, it's better I give the examples.
Yes.
For example, from one of the West African countries, they demanded a textile printing machine. What that means, they will be putting the textile, and they will print the African colors. They have very colorful textiles.
Yes.
They wanted to print it, and then some other demand was actually, how to say, dry cleaner. They said in our country we need dry cleaning. So we gave them an offer for the washers, dryers, and the ironing sets, industrial for sure.
Okay.
So
industrial
and
style.
too many varieties. Just
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I had a demand. This is a big demand, by the way.
Yeah.
We are going to work on it. Also from African country, they wanted rice mill factory. So they wanted to process rice,
Right.
and you have rice mill. We can make turnkey flour mill factories in Turkey, turnkey. And I will give you an example. I visited African country. One of my customer was owning a flour factory, and I have seen Turkish brands in the factory. I was very happy. I said, "You bought it from Turkey?" He said, "No." He mentioned a European country, and I said, "How much you paid?" He said, $17.5 million. I came back to Turkey, asked a turnkey producer,
Right.
and similar capacity, it was almost 1/3 price. Or a
That's
rebar
crazy.
factory. Okay, these are like industry. but
Industrial, right?
We are also making technology transfers.
Mm.
They can easily check. I mean, I was around 3 weeks ago in Mozambique. we have a Turkish company invested in cement factory. They built a Turkish cement factory. They are producing cement there.
In Mozambique.
Yes. So, or I mean,
Okay.
just how to say.
Everything is possible in
Everything
like
is
pretty much
possible.
everything we could say.
Exactly. Electric cables, electronics, or like trafos, medium voltage, too many different areas.
If you were to say like maybe top 3 or 5 products that Turkey produces very well and is known for exporting in
to
your
Africa?
area. Yeah, to Africa.
Okay, to Africa, definitely construction material.
Construction materials.
Because construction material has its varieties. Tiles,
right.
let's say, also aluminium.
Okay.
This is definitely in the shape. And then, okay, we are sending rebars, construction steel, lots. I mean, really. Also cement, by the way, in bulk, like, shipwise, but
Okay.
not my company. These are like very
Other-
different sectors
Okay.
because, construction steel and etc.
Right.
But also, for example, a lot of spare parts for, heavy machineries, trucks, excavators, and all these. We are one of the biggest spare part producer country in the world.
Amazing.
So, for example, I had a customer from Democratic Congo.
Right.
They are in mining field, and we can provide them concussors, stone crushers, spare parts, because in every country there are mines. Plus, if they want to do road construction, they need to crush the stones.
Right.
And after a while, when they crush the stones, the spare parts are getting broken. So they need to provide the spare parts. And for example, they were saying they were buying from another African country, let's say, and they said, okay, they were giving us six weeks to 8 weeks, and then they found out that Turkey is sending to this African country, and this country is selling to Democratic Congo.
Okay.
So and they were very happy that they found this source. Okay, I will be telling you a story. When what I lived in Mozambique. When I was in my hotel, I met a guy from South Africa. He is living in Mozambique more than 15 years in the middle side of the country, and he said he's owning a hydraulic workshop, one of the biggest for the heavy. And he says, I am buying my hydraulics from South Africa. He's from there, but I know that we are buying it from Turkey. So he said, can you provide me hydraulics?
Right.
Because he's going to, the delivery time takes too much time, because they are receiving and then sending it again. So can you send me directly? So,
Perfect.
it's-
Okay, speaking of that, I also wanted to touch upon logistics. If you can talk a bit about that, like how easy is it to send products from here to other countries, whether it's Africa or Middle East, wherever it may be? Is it very difficult to like get those into customs and so on?
Okay, so this has two aspects, because the customers that generally we are working with, they are just leaving everything to us. They said, I want till my
Ports, like-
borders, let's say, port. Then we take care about it, but I will give you numbers. I am taking now for Middle Africa, some African countries, and the ships are full, almost full. Imagine that it's going fully from Turkey today.
No way.
So some people found out earlier the advantage of the Turkish products. Some
it's
are
full.
just waiting.
Oh my God. So basically you guys handle it turnkey from
Yes.
here to the port.
Exactly.
What happens when it gets to their port then? What do
Okay,
they
then
do?
this is because every country has its own regulation.
Right.
That's why we cannot enter. So what we do, we cover all the inside logistic
Right.
till our warehouse.
Right.
We pack, if there is an extra packaging, we cover all the extra packaging so that it's not getting broken. And then we cover also the insurances.
Oh, amazing.
I mean,
Oh,
CIF, we call
of
it
course,
in the terms.
including with insurance,
Yes.
yes. What is it? Insurance, freight, and
yes,
whatever C stands for.
Yes.
Okay, right.
So, CIF, if they want FOB for at the port, we can
that's
provide that.
fine.
But then they need to solve the logistics. But,
No, yeah.
generally our customers say, Mr. Hussein,
Just do CIF, right? Okay.
do it, and we come.
And once it reaches their port, do they have trouble normally, these African countries, to remove it from their port?
Okay, some, they work with some other people too, but generally, okay, it's too technical, but we have a free time.
Yes.
So generally, free time is 1 week, but in Africa, it's hard to get the container in 1 week. That's why we are specifically choosing the free time minimum 14 days to 21 days.
Nice.
So yes, the cost of the logistics a little bit increasing, but one of our customer in Sierra Leone was needing urgently the products. We found the express, and in 17 days it was there. They were really like, they said, money is not the issue, just send us.
Send it,
We
yeah.
send it. They could get the container in 9 days because, the products, I mean, they're coming in the lines, and to get it out,
It's difficult.
I mean, it's full. So,
Right. So
by
it took
overall,
9 days. Still
Yeah,
not
so-
bad. It's still pretty fast. Yeah.
it's pretty fast. But if we would choose 7 days for free time, they had to pay extra.
Extra for those 2-3 days extra,
And it's
which is a lot.
It is a lot. So
Ah.
we are also thinking our customers. Okay, they might be asking for urgency, but we choose 14 days.
So, is there a minimum order that you would recommend if people are ordering from Africa? Like, how much do they need to fill up? Like, half
Okay.
container full?
The container costs are same. I mean,
Right.
20 feet and 40 feet are very, near the cost.
Okay.
I will give an example. From West Africa, one of our customers said, we filled the container 2/3, 1/3 is empty. Said, no problem, send it. So, okay.
It's okay.
I have also, before I sent only 10 outdoor furniture, we put in the 40 feet container. I mean, not even 1/5 was
1/3
full.
of 1/5.
But they said, just send. It's all up to the customer.
They needed the
So if they want to fully fill it, we can fill it.
fill it.
But if they want to, but we are not working partially because
Right.
partially shipment is different, because partially
yeah.
they
You
are
have to
putting
wait
other
for the
products.
other guys, yeah.
Exactly, and you don't know what they are putting inside,
Right.
and if it's stuck at the custom because of the other
Other
products they
guys'
are putting,
products.
our products are waiting to. That's why we are not entering in, partially. But if they want to solve by themselves, they say, Mr. Hussein, collect
leave it and
everything
solve
and
it
send it
ourselves.
there, then no problem, we can do that.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. A big thank you to Hussein for joining me today and discussing these topics about international business, franchising, private jets, all these topics today. Thank you once again, Hussein, for joining me today. If you are interested in international business, sourcing products from Turkey, whether it's construction materials, whether it's private jets, whatever it may be, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and also get in touch with me with the link below in the description. Thank you once again for watching, and see you next time.